The living room, where the family meets to discuss issues, any issue which may be bothering one of the family members. That's what we do each and every Tuesday on WAC 90.1 FM with Ricardo Mitchell and DJ Aaron 868. We have casual conversations on serious topics, from sports to culture, mental health to economics, relationships to life lessons. Join us each and every Tuesday on WAC 90.1 FM. The living room, casual conversations on serious topics.
It is now 6 p.m. here in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know what time it is where you are, but I'm glad to know you're locked on to the True Nation Station WACK 90.1 FM, where we are
culture crazy.
First and foremost, let's kick this off as we always do, alright? Must give thanks and praises to the Almighty for granting us the gifts of life and seeing another day. No matter what time of day it is, you must always
Give thanks.
Secondly, we must say thank you to the man Tony P for the past 4 hours of radio, doing it like only Tony P could do. And now we are going to take over and take control and talk to you and you. All right? This is yours truly, DJ Aaron 868. I remind you each and every time that culture is my code, alongside my bro with no fro, but a lot of flow.
Ricardo Mitchell, the social stage and the global stage.
And before we go any further, guys, we want to take this opportunity to wish each and every one of y'all who's locked onto the True Nation Station, WACK 90.1 FM, via all of our various platforms, a happy New Year.
Correct is right.
Yeah.
In fact, Aaron, the P this week.
Oh, boy, I forget that, but sorry.
Yeah, that's why you have a partner, man. The P this week stands for, well, two things. One, what's the word does use? Prosperous.
Prosperity.
Yeah, you know, I thought you was gonna wish him a bright and prosperous New Year.
Nah, I don't do that one.
You don't do that one?
Nah.
Yeah, well, the P this week is for prosperity. I pray for peace and prosperity on everyone, national, international, however you nationalize. And anyway, Aaron, I want to start on this note, but there's another P I want to acknowledge, boy.
I think I know that P. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to acknowledge the passing of the icon himself, the legend, the silver fox, the Honorable Basdeo Panday.
Our former Prime Minister, I think.
Yeah.
I saw he was the 9th Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago.
It's 9th or 5th?
Where
you get 9 from?
On the place has gone, see all these things has really talk about.
Yeah, my 2 phones recording, so I can't check. Look, there's a real man to ask here.
Yeah. Tony, before I go, was Basdeo Panday what Prime Minister in the order? 5.
I know that.
Why again 9?
But Daddy Mark to play.
9?
Yeah, but you say 9, you know?
Well, 9 don't play.
9.
You serious?
That is what happened. That is where I getting 9 from. I don't gamble, but
Thanks, man. Yeah.
But yeah, admittedly, he was one of my favorite politicians, and we had the privilege of interviewing his daughter Michaela, who is following in his footsteps in terms of the political landscape in Trinidad and Tobago. But we continue to extend condolences going out to the family of Basdeo Panday, family and friends.
The nation at large, he had a huge fanhood.
Yeah,
following.
like me.
Yeah. You know, it was a couple of years ago, right in this room self, that I first met Michaela. Well, we met Michaela.
Yeah,
And I can safely say that his legacy lives on. Not just in terms of the work that he's done in serving the country, but the temperament and the delivery, my gosh, wit and class. So it was a tough way to start the year.
Yeah, it was. And not just to Mr. Panday, but also to all the families that would have lost someone as well thus far in the year.
And it started.
Yeah, earlier, before we got here, I was telling Ricardo, gone are the days where we might have counted 1 or 2 days before we recorded our first murder in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
Now we counting the hours or even the minutes.
Correct is right. It is saddening. My gosh, just the number of reports that we've seen for the year already. before the ink on the Happy New Year's got cold, you started seeing messages coming in and little news reports popping up. Young people living fast and dying young. And then we have those who we expect to do better perpetrating some acts by condolences to all the families who have lost people for the year already, whether by natural cause or otherwise.
Yeah, it really is very disheartening to hear a lot of these stories and reports that are being perpetrated through our various media houses and news houses. And I think what continues to alarm me is the frequency of which they happen, to the nature that they are happening, and the location as well.
You cannot raise a Japanese say, how many location as well?
Meaning that I could just be walking on Arapita Avenue, buying a gyro,
right,
and there's gunfire.
But Aaron, I don't know if you noticed, but you could be in your home, minding your business, and there'll be gunfire.
Well, I was going to reach to that one after, but I was just talking about firstly the public spaces.
Yeah, like when I say the private spaces, not much safer right now.
It is honestly very disheartening because, we are say you could have stayed in your home and be safe, but now even your home is not safe anymore.
We have to acknowledge as well that some of the perpetrators of these acts are familial.
Yeah, because I don't want to heavy down the thing too much, but we have to get out of the way. But we have to acknowledge that in the double murder that took place today in the northwestern part of Trinidad and Tobago, right? They said that the person walked into the home because they were familiar with the persons, the victims.
And yeah, it's strange to be there. And there's an issue that we have to address at some point in time over the course of the year. But how effective is a restraining order?
For me, they were never I was going to say restraining, but they were never effective because a restraining order is just a piece of paper.
Yeah, and then there was even a situation, I believe it was Simidi Trini had posted about it, where a young lady was assaulted by her partner/former partner. And when she went to the station, they could not process the restraining order overnight. As in, you had to come back the next working day to do that.
What?
Yeah. So the response was
So a restraining order does only happen during business hours?
So maybe you could only apply for one during, I don't know, regular non-crime, or I don't know.
What are non-crime hours?
No, I just saying that if they weren't processing those types of things that hour, well, it was the hours to say, well, hey, I would like something to state that I have made mention of the harm that I am in and could be in. And your response is, yeah, well, check we during 8
and 4 now. But remember, we close for lunch from 12 to 1.
And the cashier does go.
And the cashier does close 3 o'clock.
I don't know. Right now, I'm postulating at best. But yeah, we have some work to do, right?
Yeah, we in a real work.
The P this week is for pickle.
Wow.
So we're in a pickle.
We're really in a pickle because it's dangerous times that we are living in. We are also living in unprecedented times as well. Because every day is some historical event which we are living through, right?
Well, technically, every day is a new one.
Well, true, but
yeah, listen, yesterday morning there's an earthquake in Japan.
Yeah.
7.6. There was a plane crash landing on the tarmac.
Into another plane.
What I'm saying is Japan started on 22.
Yeah. Oh, no, wait. In South Korea, there was an attack, an assault of the opposition leader where he was stabbed in the neck.
Jesus. But having gotten some of those things out of the way, let me look for the bright side now, Ira. Let me look for the bright side.
You could really see a bright side after all that.
We here. We still have life in we lungs. We have love in we heart. We still here.
Yeah. Ingrid said, Happy New Year, Aaron and Ricardo. Nice to have you guys back in the studio.
Happy New Year, Ingrid, and to everybody in the chat boxes and the social media pages. Aaron, so I hear we getting a raise, boy. I hear minimum wage is now $20.50.
Yes.
You know what?
I honestly was wondering what you were talking about today. But yes, minimum wage has effectively increased in Trinidad and Tobago from $17.50 to $20.50 an hour.
as an accountant, you know, a man with a head for figures and such.
Don't me look at that.
No, I'm not looking for no calculations right now. I just want you to give us a little projection as to how long before everything else goes up now.
Tomorrow.
All right, so there was a day between the raise and the raises.
Yeah, because and that's the thing, Since you brought it up, let's talk some economics here.
Let me economize.
What?
Moving on.
All right, cool. Right? What happens is most companies like to use the labor force as their most tangible reason for increases in anything. Right? If minimum wage goes up, and let's call a spade, minimum wage went up by $3 an hour.
Right.
Which means that for every day you are operating, for every employee that you are paying minimum wage, your pay structure now increases by $24 per employee.
Right, assuming it's our 8-hour shift.
Assuming an 8-hour shift, because 8 hours is supposed to be it, because after 8 hours you're supposed to pay time and a half, and then after a further 4 you're paying double time.
That's how security was working too. Places that run in 12-hour shifts.
That's how it's supposed to work.
They do have special arrangements.
And I'm not too sure about security, but just saying, it's supposed to be 8, then 4, then 4.
So if I work in a 12-hour security shift, right, then I'm supposed to be getting time and then time and a half.
Yeah, but again, it depends on the organization which you are working for.
All right. Then.
So that's what I'm saying. It's supposed to be. Right? So 8, 4, 4, time and a half, double time.
And then after that, send you home.
Yeah. Right? No. So that I'm working on the basis of $24 increase per employee per day.
Right.
Let's say I had 10 of them employees.
Right.
Like $240. No. For some businesses, admittedly, that $240 might be the profit margin for the day.
Fair.
Whereas others, where things are a bit messy recently.
I see what you did there.
Right?
I see what you did.
Where things are a bit messy, that might be 1/1,000,000th of your profit. No, let me do exaggerate. 1/1000th of your profit.
You know, I feel you could apply some healing to your mathematics, some light healing.
Right. So for some organizations, that $240.
Some WASI, Wild and WASI.
No. For some organizations, I'm speaking of the small businesses here,
right.
that $240 might be your profit margin per day in operating.
Fair.
But for other organizations, which might be a bit WASI or
Masterpieces.
Masterpieces, yes.
Masterpieces of
enterprise. Thank you very much.
I have a feeling that's the direction you're
right.
going with it.
That might be a bit that might be 1/1000th of their profit.
Per chance.
So if it's a small business, let's say Ricardo's shop.
Grammatical corrections.
What?
Yeah, go ahead, I'm listening.
Ricardo's shop.
This is me actively listening.
Ricardo's shop might say, you know what? Because of the increase in operational cost of my items, I would therefore have to now indulge $1 increase per item sold.
Per chance.
Right? But for the masterpieces of enterprise,
right,
you should have no reason to do an increase in prices.
Yeah, but if you're looking at $3 an hour for 8 hours for your hundreds and thousands of employees,
right,
is a portion.
Right, but I was being modest with the 1,000 because in those same establishments, if you really pay attention, you went to the grocery for Christmas, Ricardo.
Yeah.
The price that you pay for a pack of evaporated milk at the start of December and the price that you pay on the 24th when you went in the grocery. Because you look like a man that likes excitement in your life.
Yeah, I do put evaporated milk in my coffee.
No, I was talking about the excitement of going in the grocery Christmas Eve day.
Oh, no. Anyway, I understand where you're coming from.
Right? But the difference in prices between the 1st and the 24th, I'm 100% sure it was at least 50 cents.
Let me tell you what's happening here. Right, you are paying quite possibly, we say $10.99 for a pack of evaporated milk now. And I do remember that maybe 2 years ago, during the lockdown and stuff, when you go in the grocery, you're paying $10.99 for a 1 liter of milk, a regular full cream milk or 2% or whatever you was drinking. The fact remains is that prices are going up. They're going up very, very quickly, and that $3 increase, I understand, but as I don't wonder what you could really do with it.
And that's what I'm going to say. Just like when there was the instance, how much ever years ago, of the public service getting the 5% increase in salary, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not every pay increase is really an increase.
Right.
Because you have to factor in, were you really living properly before you get that increase to start with?
When you come out with properly now, you're making this thing subjective. What is properly living?
Being able to afford basic life amenities.
When you say basic now, Aaron, you kind of implement a corner. What was basic life amenities here?
According to the School of Economics, bread,
Right.
flour, butter, cheese.
What's it?
No, that I tell you, that is what the School of Economics base as basic commodities.
Cheeses are basic.
Yeah.
All right. I like that. I could live in a world where cheeses are basic commodity. I like that.
I like cheese fizz. So
Yeah. Big up Denise, my cousin, who makes some of the best cheese paste in the world.
I thought somebody was bringing cheese paste. All right, cool.
Maybe we should invite her to the studio to bring some cheese paste for us one of these days.
Maybe. But yeah, we could look at that.
Yeah, on the other side, she handled the cheese paste for the week, and we cancel most of the nights a week so we could keep more cheese paste for ourselves.
That's what happened.
What? You were saying something, Aaron?
Anyway, so we're talking about basic living, right? And like go even further, Ricardo. Let's say I was working for $17.50 an hour.
Right.
You was working a 40-hour work week. You was going home. Oh gosh, I really put myself in this pickle to do the maths, right? Right, that's 428, 680. 680. 680 there about. Let's say 710. Right? You was working for $710 a week.
Right.
Right? By 4.
You know, it was way easier to calculate that around $2.50. You could have just subtracted $2.50 by 4. $2.50 by 4, right?
That's $10.
It's $10. $10 by $100.
Okay.
Let's take $100 off. Anyway, go ahead.
Right. Well, that maths you want to look at
It's
that.
reverse mathematics.
Yeah, but right. So let's say we're working for $710 a week, which is $28.40 a month. What is the average price of rent for a one-bedroom apartment?
Well, it depends on where you're looking at, buddy. And it could be anywhere from, like the cheapest I've seen anything in the past couple of years was maybe $1,500.
Right. So they say,
Absolute cheapest.
so $1,500, right?
Absolute cheapest.
That's your rent alone, which is basically almost a little more than half.
I could have rock a coffee if I knew we were going to do all this maths.
Yeah, but I really didn't think of all this maths, right? But right, so the rent is a little more than half of what you're making already.
Pretty certain.
But remember, you had to pay first and last month too.
Yeah, no,
So-
moving is
An expensive thing.
So when people tell you why you don't leave, you know how expensive it is to leave a difficult situation?
Exactly.
It's expensive to leave a good situation. Anyway, Aaron, how are you, sir?
No, we had to finish this. We had to finish this part of it.
I was done with it, sir.
No, we had to finish it, right?
I'm avoidant though. I don't really want. Anyway,
No, we need to finish this because it's a real life scenario for a lot of people.
Let us walk through it.
So your half your salary, if you're working the previous minimum wage, was already going into rent. You'd be lucky if you had all the appliances and things. So then you had to find the money for that.
Yeah,
Then you had to buy the groceries. Then you had to travel to reach the work.
yes, which is the next thing in itself.
Or if you're paying a car. As a matter of fact, if you're paying a car loan, that your money gone there.
Yeah, you can't live on minimum wage.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is,
Not that you can't, but you can't live on minimum wage alone.
right. So what I'm saying is, the increase in the minimum wage, while good and appreciated, it also now puts back into the conversation the overall cost of living in Trinidad and Tobago.
Right.
Once you break $1,000, if you even have $1,000,
That's a big toast, you know.
no, because if you break 100,
Hey, I want to say special Happy New Year and God bless you. Because I'm trying to work on my forgiveness now. I'm letting go resentment and things. But you see that man who charged me $1 for empowerment the other day?
what?
I just want to tell you thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to extend forgiveness. and the man had
Well played.
$1 empowerment.
You hear the one?
And he hit no one. So I thought he going to dip in the bag and hit my second one now. The man say thanks for the sale, you know. And
$1 for apartment?
I was
Long
proper
time.
flabbergasted.
No, but long time. Apartments used to be changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now it's change for $1.
Now it's change for
Now it's change for $5.
Yeah. Very good do. I want to thank you, sir.
Yeah, but so let me get a kiss cake with the pink icing and 2 parment.
So that's wait, how much for the kiss cake with the pink
I think
icing?
it's $3. Yeah.
Well, I'll buy one.
Wow.
I have about 40 feeling into $3 again.
Well,
anyway.
but you get where I'm going.
Yeah, where you going?
No, but really and truly, guys.
Parment is change for $5.
No, again, I have to say this, and a lot of people may not agree with me when I say this.
Mm-hmm.
But Trinidad and Tobago is not a country that produces a lot of things.
Right.
So we are at the mercy of global market factors when it comes to pricing.
Yeah.
However, and when I say we don't produce a lot of things, I'm talking about things like wheat, sugar.
Yeah. We process and we package a lot of things.
But we don't produce it, right? So we are at the global forces. We are at the mercy of the global forces. How can you just sing it? Father. Yeah, right. But
so calling him 2 more times.
No, I'm not. He upset with me.
Oh. Oh.
Hey, Vexafer.
I should do something to upset the man. But he's a very reasonable fellow with an even temper and not known for the ferocity of his responses.
I have a joke to tell you after you come off. Anyway, right? Yeah, right? Or 5 past what?
What?
5 past 7.
Yeah. Daylight saving.
Remember Desmond coming up with Kaiso after?
Is Kaiso?
Yeah. The big band coming back after Carnival. Until then, he doing Kaiso.
Yeah, what we talking about?
Yeah.
Well, you want me to leave here tonight?
I ain't leaving you here.
Baby.
I have all intentions to go home and wash clothes.
Just bring you. And then don't carry you back. Let's carry and don't bring you back.
Carry and don't bring you back.
All right.
Right, but yeah, so back to the thing. So when you tell me certain things have to increase, it's not because, well, sometimes it's because persons are price gouging.
Fair enough.
But there are other times when it's genuinely because a ship is stuck in the Suez Canal and we can't, nothing could come.
Right.
So there are sometimes genuine reasons why prices have to increase. And then there are others where they are masters of entrepreneurship, where they just increase the price. You know what? Today's Tuesday. Let me raise this price by 3 cents. Nobody going to notice that on the bill.
Well, in all fairness though, if you do the right thing and you buy all your products close to expiry date, I'm pretty certain you could get them 2 for 1 or heavily discounted. Just throwing it out there. It has ways to beat the system, and you have to roll the dice on what that expiration date really means.
That's actually a conversation we need to have with somebody in that field, because I've heard that some things you could do 6 months after the expiration date and all these different things. I honestly am afraid to chance it.
No. I have over the years, necessity has developed my body into being resistant to most forms of minor food poisoning. So I could tell you for a fact.
I have forgot.
Nah, I good. I like to tell you.
Anybody who knows me,
when I see you watch menus and have to excuse yourself. I just saying.
Right.
But no. There are things that their expiration dates, they are best before dates.
Yeah.
Right, and they are sell by dates.
Yeah.
Right. So expiration dates pretty much means that it will spoil very quickly after this point. Very quickly could be relative. It could be a week, could be a month. In some cases, days.
The other day, old yesterday, I was going through my pantry to cook something because I don't have that much cupboard space.
Yeah.
So I have a cupboard dedicated to storage.
What if you take all the cupboard and put in a pantry?
No, I didn't do that.
Okay, anyway,
at the billet.
Actively listening.
Anyway, right? So I went in the pantry and there was a tin of green pigeon peas. I said, I'm gonna cook these pigeon peas.
Right.
But then I watched the best before date. It was the 31st of December, 2023.
Nah, you good still, man.
I say, you know what? Today's your day.
You're living.
You going in this pot today.
That is a proper send-off.
Yeah.
It was alright?
It tastes good.
What am I telling you?
Mommy say I dry up the peas a little bit too much. I put too much coconut milk in it.
Alright.
Yeah. But the peas was good.
Flavorful.
Yeah, the peas was good.
Yeah. And that's the thing. There are things that the expiration date, like no, I shouldn't leave.
No.
No, you're gonna leave that right there.
Yeah.
But there are things that they spoil, and there are other things that they just lose flavor or efficacy.
So you just had to cook it a little bit extra.
Or you wouldn't get the same taste. Right? There are things you definitely do not want to eat beyond the expiration date. Right? But there are things where, listen, you will say a best before, or even an expiration date, and that have a year in it still.
A year?
Telling you.
I'm not chancing that.
It's not chancing for other people to do the research. Right? But Google it. You'd be surprised that things, especially if they're stored in cool and dry environments and that type of thing.
Like my pantry.
Like your pantry. You really look like a pantry man, you know. Yeah.
I'm not indulging that at all. I'm not even bothering with that one. You take that one on your own.
It was right there. But yeah, there are things that last a considerable amount of time beyond the expiration date, and you should look it up. You will be surprised. You'll be surprised. And there are some things that taste better with a little age. Case in point, pizza. Me like to tell you, pizza does taste better the next day. Pilau. Pilau is jamming. It's knocking there.
Yeah, because we say the same thing at the same time.
Yeah, I hate your drinks, but it makes sense being on the radio and you can't talk.
Right? But you know what I forgot, Ricardo? If you want to talk to us or say anything about what we're talking about, you can call us at 652-4901 or 1-786-292-2789.
Yeah. But yeah. But just for the people who want to, bask in awe at the level of knowledge I have about almost expired food, what I'm saying is what they also do too is these masters of enterprise, they place the two products with the expiration dates facing each other and then wrap it. So you don't know how close to expiration you really are until after you buy it, and then you open the bundle.
Serious?
And then you're like, oh, it still have a month in it still. I get through. And in some cases, it's like, we had to finish this in 3 days. But that's also, it's like a brand tub.
So is a expiration roulette.
It's expiration roulette, that self. And I'm not really a gambler per se. You know what? It's a spark.
I gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away.
Yeah. I don't know when to throw away.
Yeah, you're ready. I don't know when to throw away. And I am one, honestly. I find these days when you buy fresh fruits and vegetables, the throwaway period is now so short.
Or so long.
Yeah, you had to roll the dice, because what I've realized, for example, even though I've been living alone for 8 years, I only realized that recently. 8 years I'm living alone.
Just know, you see it?
What is that?
The world's smallest violin. I had it somewhere around here. Anyway, go ahead.
We're talking about.
Actually, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, even though I've been living alone for 8 years, I still have not mastered the art fully of cooking for one, right?
All right.
So I would buy what?
This is me actively listening here.
No, gosh, Ricardo.
You go ahead.
Right? Mm-hmm. The cooking for one thing. So there are times when you're going to the grocery, you buy 5, let's say, a sweet potato that you anticipating you want to get 5 slices out of. But when you boil it now, you have to get 6. So you might cut up the 6 slices into the other 5 to make it equal portions or something like that. But then there are times now when you might buy, you see a pack of tomatoes with 2. And you say, right, I will dice up that. But when you start to dice it up, you realize, nah, boy, I can't put all that tomatoes in that meal. So you're left with a half tomato.
Right. That's why I call a scrambled egg.
Right.
Half tomato.
Right. But there are times now you put a half a tomato in the fridge in a container, or you wrap it in a napkin or whatever to keep it moist and stuff like that, right? Right. And then within 2 days, the half a tomato is now quarter tomato.
Yeah. But my concern is not food expiring pretty much when you expect it to. My concern is the things that don't appear to be expiring at all.
And I'm going to say, I have a half an onion in my fridge about 3 months now.
I am concerned about the level of preservatives that they're treating these things with, or even the fact that they will ship you raw vegetables that spray painted or forcefully colored to look right, because of course they're going to have delays in shipping, etc., etc. But you might have something put on and you realize, oh wait, I'm figuring I may want to ripe at all.
So I'm not gonna say there are
even though
chances.
the yellow.
There are chances that you might end up with a spray painted sweet pepper.
Or whatever else they using to
Red coloring number 2.
Anyway, I want nobody come on and say that Aaron and Ricardo tell them to stop eating vegetables.
No, we're not saying that. I just.
Right. But some food just don't spoil anymore.
Remember, it's a game of expiration roulette that we playing.
Now, I have no problem
Preservative
with expiration
roulette.
but preservative roulette, that's scary.
Yeah, now really and truly, you buy garlic?
Yeah.
I was a fan of peeled garlic because
Listening.
I was a fan of peeled garlic because my mother. No. My mother traumatized me when I was younger with peeling garlic.
That happened to me with sorrel. They make me clean 30 pounds of sorrel.
Right. So
anyway.
For me, when I went to the grocery and I realized we'd like to buy peeled garlic, I don't have to clean garlic. Yes, I am happy. I am glad. I was elated. But then 2 days later, I realized the garlic starting to grow. Or the garlic is starting to turn green and grow mold.
Okay. Right, mold, or to just have a moisture issue. But yeah, garlic is a thing that depending on how you deal with garlic, you could regrow your own garlic.
Yeah. But no.
Tomatoes.
But no.
Pepper.
I start back with the peeling garlic.
You alright? You say you've recovered.
No, I have not. Honestly, it's still traumatized.
So you're powering your way through.
I have to power through because I don't want to power through the little money that I have.
Right.
By buying peeled garlic every time I go to the grocery.
Our good friend Brendan James has brought our attention that there's not just post-traumatic stress disorder, there's also post-traumatic growth.
Really?
I'm glad to understand that you're experiencing some post-traumatic garlic growth. Right? That you could power your way past the discomfort.
Now,
there's a greater benefit.
A greater benefit of keeping the money in my pocket.
Well, I don't know how much money to spend on garlic, but if it's that important to you.
Honestly, I was telling somebody the other day, I really like garlic.
Serious?
I will take a piece of garlic every morning and eat it.
That would explain
the bitterness in my heart.
What? I was going to say maybe the garlic is to keep away the type of woman that would have put the bitterness in your heart. But anyway, let me move on.
I don't have that problem again.
You don't have that problem again. Yeah, you don't have that problem again.
I don't have that problem
You're just an honorary member.
I'm just the founder.
You found an honorary.
I'm a founder, and just like how it is get an honorary masters.
Member without portfolio.
Yeah. You know, I just founded the Single Men Association of Trinidad and Tobago.
Of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. I remember the R in SMART.
But you know, as you bring up that association, it's now the start of the year.
Yeah.
Right? And we ended 2023. Well, I personally ended 2023 by giving people flowers for the progress that they made over the past year.
Yeah, right.
Right? So, you know, I love to talk and speak well of men.
Okay, bad.
And then?
Oh. Anyway, go ahead. We'll go.
Yeah.
You're not overbedded. Anyway, go ahead, sir.
Now, the song right before also.
Yeah, just listening.
Right? So, I like to speak positivity into men. To speak to men for us to do better. Right? So, for the men out there who are toying with the idea this year, after a rough relationship and all experience, and toying with the idea of looking to get back out there into the dating game, fellas, take it easy. There's no need to rush. I think was Percy Sledge or one of them said, take time to know her.
All I hear is Mad Lion, take it easy. Too many suckers and not enough time.
What?
All of them.
I don't know that one.
Take it easy. Boy, take it easy.
Don't know that one.
I played for you.
Yeah, play after.
Yeah.
But yeah, the song said, take time to know her. This is not an over. No, I really don't know.
Stop. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry, listening.
Yeah, take time to know her. This is not an overnight game. Dating is not something that you want to rush into.
Let's make us sad.
Because as I always say, a relationship, if you want to go out there and date, You need to have a relationship with God,
Right.
or by whichever name you call him. You need to have a proper relationship with yourself. If you don't have any of them two, don't want to harass nobody girl child.
Yeah. I totally agree. And I very
And
really
also-
totally agree with you.
And also, I want to add to that.
That's the risk.
If you don't have your ducks in a row, because you remember when you're dating, you have to be careful of stating the intentions, eh?
So you have to be intentional.
You have to be
about
intentional.
relationship and all
Yeah,
experience.
relationship and all intentions. You need to be clear in stating them. You're dating to marry. You're dating to pass time. You're dating to get over your ex. You're dating because you're bored. You're dating because you're lonely. You're dating because you know what? Valentine's Day coming up and I want to have a Valentine.
You're dating because you like to quarrel and your siblings getting fed up of being the recipient of your antagonism.
Wow. Never.
What?
That is you.
No, that's not me. That's not
No,
me.
that's your point. That's your point.
Yeah, I
Tommy.
was just, postulating.
Right? But really and truly, now I'll give you a little tips here. Be intentional when you're dating. Let the person know and communicate it well. And if they have questions, be willing to answer them.
I don't know if you know this about me, but I really like to give people advice. I more like to run commentary.
So go ahead, comment.
Yeah.
Ian Bishop.
Oh, thank you. I wish I had his diction though, his delivery. He enunciates really well.
I just read this man tweets like if he talking, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the impact. That is the impact. What's happening, right? In terms of communication, a lot of us struggle with communication because we are terrible at it. And most of us don't realize we're terrible at communication because we hear the voices in our head. We know what we're thinking. We know the way we believe it is best put across. And it's often not so. And communication is the type of thing where even if somebody knows that they are a poor communicator, trying to help them correct their communication style or expression is a very ticklish thing because it starts to come across as you're saying something is wrong with the way that I think or something is wrong with me. So I hear you in terms of offering some of these suggestions. But what I would suggest is first, learn and understand your communication style. Your own. Asking your partner.
Sorry, my bad.
And you, as years you're waiting to do that, But ask her before you expect more of your partner in terms of communication. Figure out the limits of what your communication style is.
Well, I'm now going to say, and I'm going to get technical here. The communication process is where you encode a message to send, like if Ricardo and I having a conversation, I'm encoding a message loaded with my background, my experiences, and all the things which I have endured throughout my life.
Right.
To send to Ricardo.
Pin.
Who now receives this message.
Pin. You realize that at no point in time you mentioned the intent. So, and that's our thing I definitely want to draw attention to. Regardless of how you intend to transmit your message, it is loaded with a lot of things that you did not intend to transmit.
Right.
So unpin.
Right. So, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Right. So I send in this message to Ricardo. It loaded with all these different things which I've endured through my life. And also, I think, you know what? I'm trying to tell Ricardo, this phone case is red.
Yeah.
Right? That's the message I'm trying to send to Ricardo.
Right.
But now I come and say, well, you didn't find this phone case look like it's it looked like it little beige, right? Or like the Blorganara of the Bassa Jay-Z.
Yeah, it's a magenta-esque hue.
Right?
Anyway.
And then now, Ricardo takes my simple message of the phone case is red and receives this message and has to decode it now with all his life experiences. And then he adds to it to an extent what he think I trying to say.
So there's an assumption of intent.
Right.
So
you see how long it takes for me to explain that simple thing?
Hey, I spend all my time thinking about thinking. What you doing here is important because most people don't realize that on top of the message that you are trying to transmit,
right?
You are transmitting things that you may not be aware of. Now the recipient has to filter between what they believe your intention is right? Measure it against everything that you've delivered and still filter the ways that they might misconceive what it is you're trying to say.
Because I always hear a person saying that we shouldn't take things too personally, right? And at first I was like, how you could tell me not to take things personal?
Who you talking to?
But then again, when you really look at it, certain things, like let's say we are expressing, you know what? I don't like the way that Ricardo is wearing that hat.
Great. And me hearing that would be, wait, I wonder why Aaron feels that way. But before, you know what I would have been like? But I'm to he. So how you could tell me about my hat? Me and Aaron are before. Like he know who I is or? I mean, it would have been a case of I making your statement about something that I'm doing.
Yeah.
To be about me.
And recently I fell victim to some of that. And I put myself in hot water because of it.
Right.
But what I have learned, and it could be it could be good for me, but it may not be a good coping mechanism for other persons, is, you know what? That's a you problem.
Yeah. Now we're not saying abandon compassion and empathy and
I'm not going to
understand. But what we are saying is that you also have a responsibility to yourself as a communicator to recognize when your delivery has nothing to do with their reception.
Yeah.
No, we're not removing the responsibility to try to communicate properly from someone. What we're saying is that I have to recognize the limits of that responsibility. Because there are some people that no matter how you talk to them, no matter people, oh, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Sometimes, but a lot of times, how you say it have nothing to do with it. It is
what you say.
What you're saying, hard to hear.
Yeah, because I have spoken to many, before I continue, Rhonda, a pleasant good evening and happy new year to you as well, coming out from Ricardo and I, all right? I read in the chat box, so
right,
yeah.
Nice one.
All right, I was going to say, right, and that's the thing. Now, I spend a lot of time talking to a lot of young men in my community and an immediate environment.
Right.
And one of the things...
Gosh, I to say that. We had adopt a class, man.
Yeah, we need to do that before this month is over.
Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
Right? Now, one of the things that I constantly tell young men is that your diet is very important to you. But your diet doesn't only consist of what you eat.
Correct is right.
Your diet is what you consume.
Correct is right.
The TV that you just watch. The music is listened to.
If half of what you're listening to, you could even call music.
I don't know that. The things you just eat. The things you just drink. The company that you keep.
Right.
The books you just read if you even read.
The decriminalized natural substances that all you feel now is
as a flex. I don't know if they say that anymore.
Yeah, that is anyway. Yes, but you know what I mean,
right? All those things is your diet. So if you're consuming negativity 98% of the time, or if you're consuming negativity 50% of the time, and improper examples of livelihood and life, the other 48%, but that 2% good, where you think you're going to reciprocate out there?
In the words of the wise, you can't plant peas and get corn. And in this case, plenty of getting corn because of what I'm planting.
And now, wow, well done.
Hey, thanks, man. Motivated. As Tony P said, it's about vibe.
Yeah, but really and truly, guys, I'm not bashing any types of music. I'm not bashing any kind of substances. I'm not bashing anything of that sort. But I'm just saying you have to be careful of what you consume.
Yeah.
Because if you keep putting toxins into your body, you expect to be a ray of sunshine?
Well, yeah, I remember I worked very hard at becoming this beacon of light and purity, righteousness and justice.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it hard out here for people to make good decisions when they're only presented with bad options as well. And we acknowledge that.
And I'll go and say that. And not just that. If all you're seeing in your face is the bad options every day, because admittedly, we here inside the living room, Ricardo and I, have made a conscious decision that we want to put out positive content in our bacchanal environment. That's our decision.
Yeah.
But because of that, the persons that listen to our messages or follow our social media for this kind of content would be in the minority. Because you know why? We don't go viral. You know, one of the most viral things I saw at the end of last year, or heard at the end of last year, I should say, was a gentleman saying, an age-old saying, what is the is, must is.
Yeah.
It cannot are. And that
the video on the waves and the water and thing and
no. It started off with a gentleman in his front seat, and he recorded that.
You know, hey, big up. I think that was some brighter song.
I can't remember where it came from.
Yeah, I feel that's something else happened,
right? But so that's the thing. That was one of the most viral things, and people take that voice and add it to all kind of different stupidness.
Hey, beauty of technology.
Beauty of technology.
I'm glad.
No, it was a positive message, but there are persons that put that positive message against some really bad things.
I've accepted that people are going to apply even your best to whatever they so choose.
Right.
Which is why you're right. You're not bashing any particular substance or music or sound or style. What you're saying is that you have a responsibility to yourself to try to make better decisions about what you consume.
And look after yourself.
And I ain't no saint. I make bad decisions.
I made a lot.
Right? I still consume things that I should not.
Up to December, I was making bad decisions.
So you haven't made any for the year? Well, you real good. Because I know I've made bad decisions for the year already.
Did I make any bad decisions for the year?
I mean, hey, if that's the case, you keep it up and replicate it, you know. But for me, I've already seen places.
Yeah, I made a bad decision. I lied down on my bed this morning for about an hour when I know I was late for work.
Oh, well, that might have been necessary.
Because I really wasn't ready to go back to work today.
It might have been necessary. And you know what? At the end of the day is when we'll know whether something was good or bad. It's only when you see the outcome of it. For now, it might not have been the wisest, but it might have been necessary.
I feel it was necessary.
You never know.
I feel it was necessary.
You feel it was necessary?
I feel it was.
Yeah, and that's all right too. Right?
I feel it was.
All that and that I wouldn't fight you down for that.
No, when I made it to work and I went in the bank, it had less lines, so it was necessary.
Yeah, you see?
It was necessary.
So that's another thing too, right? Being able to surrender the need to control everything. Sometimes you could leave on time and get stuck in traffic anyway.
Wait, as I say stuck in traffic, for those of you that are going to be traversing the highway very regularly over the next foreseeable future, there's going to be roadworks between Chaguanas and Chase Village on the southbound lane of the highway, so prepare yourself for traffic. Even more than usual. Even though the traffic is from 10 to 2, you know what? It's holding traffic now.
Yeah, remember the C in Central is for traffic, eh?
The A in Chaguanas is for traffic. So the Saturday before Christmas, right? When I work here the morning for caption, then I went up Eastgate, right?
Yeah.
I coming down the highway and I say, boy, it don't look like it had no traffic in Chaguanas.
It's double negative, so that mean it had. But go ahead.
Let me go and see if I could get a gift for my brother in Chaguanas.
That is love.
I pulled into Chaguanas at 4:52 or thereabout. I made it to the store, which was on the main road in Chaguanas, at 5:58.
Wow. You be look for that though.
Yeah, I know.
You know the C is for traffic.
The A
You know the
in Chaguanas.
It's for always.
No, the A in Chaguanas is for traffic.
It's for always have. That would have 3.
Exactly. Traffic,
Yeah.
traffic.
Always have.
Yeah. Right? But I went back after Christmas. And I get through.
You know, I'm gonna find out we should go. Not have always. Anyway,
We'll find out, babe.
Yeah, you can take a while.
No, but really and truly, guys, you know, we are getting close to the hour, 7 p.m. We have about 10 minutes.
Oh, so that ain't bad.
And Mr. Desmond is here already, waiting to play the Kaiso for you.
Kaiso.
Right? And then we hear the band striking up in the back for the Kaiso house.
I was hearing it.
Kaiso showcase, sorry, my bad.
I was hearing
The 10th in Sando, that's opening next week, Friday.
Hearing a tantalizing bass drum.
Yeah, the same day that it has pan finals in the park. Carnival is in the air, guys.
And apparently in the water too.
Ready?
Yeah. Yeah. People only I don't realize why I thought about that. Let me talk about some of the things that happened already over the course of the weekend. Alright. Landslip. Sorry.
Yeah.
A road collapse, because technically a landslip or landslide is a very specific type of action. The North Coast Road was
Impassable
for several hours. They were still recommending that only emergency and local traffic try to traverse.
And I'm going to say for the average journey, emergency is I need to go to the beach.
Yeah. Right. So there was that. Right. We have the passing of delay. Hey, kudos to the people who taken in front. Kudos to the people who taken in front. Who decided to embrace the year positively. Kudos to the people who trying to be gentle with others. I know one of our segment contributors, Franz, has been asking people to be mindful of the fact that while there might be a lot of newbies and enthusiasts at the start of the year, try to be gentle and understanding with these people, because they're not clogging up the machines and crowding the gyms. They're people who are trying to make a decision in the interest of their own health. You know?
Big up you.
Big up you for that. Happy New Year to everyone. To the people that I saw and didn't see. It was very, very quietly spent. I'm looking forward to continuing to improve and to grow and to develop my crafts, and particularly my communication style. I realize that I do tend to be a bit casual, and while it might be relatable, sometimes it takes away from the importance of the thing that I'm trying to deliver. So I'm going to learn to better use which tool when. You have any, I don't want to call them resolutions. I don't want to call them that anymore. That will make any sense to me. Every day I try to work on improvement. But do you have anything that you want to work on this year, Aaron?
For 2024, one thing I have set out my goal to do this year is to continue to find that balance between work and, I can't say family, but between work and enjoyment.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Admittedly, I'm a bit of a workaholic because I always want better for myself.
Gasp in astonishment.
Wow. I like nice shoes. I like nice clothes. I really like nice shoes. I have to say shoes twice because I really do have
a problem.
A problem with sneakers. I have like 35 pairs now.
That is more sneakers than I have socks, Aaron.
Right. And I like nice things.
I'm talking about sides. Anyway.
How you have 35 socks?
Because they keep migrating or something. I don't know. I don't know where they go.
Okay. You know what? It's the cockrico that come and pick it up. Right? Sockrico, yeah. Right. But I really like nice things. Mm-hmm. So for me to have these nice things, I need to work hard to be able to afford them.
Right.
But sometimes that working hard does keep me away from other engagements.
Mm-hmm.
So for 2024, what I think I need to continue to do, working hard is important because if I'm a steward of the culture,
right,
I have to continue to be there to push our culture forward.
Mm-hmm.
But if I am also openly admitting that I want to have a family at some point in time, I need to work on that aspect actively as well.
I'm just saying.
So if I'm a steward of my culture, but I want to be a leader of my home, I have to balance it properly.
Right. What I could lean into that with, and hopefully just season it a little bit, is to point out that in terms of your work life, you've put in the legacy. You've put in in terms of your legacy, you've put in the work on your work life.
Yeah.
In terms of your legacy, now is time to focus a little bit more on your personal and your community.
Yeah.
Right? Because these are all things that would support your legacy drive. The feeling of leaving something impactful when you're gone. So it's not that, you're right, balance is the right term, because it's not so much that you're overly focused on one or the other. It's just different components of the same thing. So yeah, go Aaron. You know, I in a corner.
Yeah, but the other thing that I'll continue to say openly as well is I openly advocate for mental health conversations.
Mm-hmm.
I openly advocate for men conversations.
Yeah.
And those are two things which I intend to avidly and actively pursue in this year.
Mm.
If you see me standing up on the side of the coffee on the bottom of the step here by the radio station talking to a man or talking to somebody, bet your bottom dollar we're talking about one or three things: mental health, the betterment of men in the world, or Trinidad and Tobago and the world, or some kind of sports.
Yeah. I feel you on that.
Right? I am asking you, the listeners, those of you who tuned in on all the various platforms,
Or we'll be looking at the
YouTube thereafter. Let's work at having better conversations for 2024.
I can take that.
Right? And when I say better conversations, yes, we all talk, we pecan. But let me sprinkle the pecan with some paprika. And the paprika that we're talking about is positivity.
The positivity paprika.
Yes. Let's sprinkle the old talk and everything with some positivity. Let's pour into people for 2024.
I hear you. I like that. Good message.
Yeah.
I endorse it. I approve.
Yeah. And also, let's pour into our culture for 2024. Carnival is here and is literally a 5 weeks and salt period. Literally. From now to Carnival is just about 5.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Let's pour into our culture. There are many shows, I don't want to just talk about the fetes. There are many events which we can attend.
Yeah.
Let's try and go out and attend something. Papa in the park next week Friday.
Nice.
Let's go down in the park and listen to some pan. San Fernando has its first panorama in Ohio years. Let me go and listen to the band some Sando. If you're listening to Tobago have a panorama on the Tuesday before Carnival, which I think is the 6th. Go and take in some pan in Tobago, listen to the bands from Tobago. No, I don't know why North Zone and East Zone don't have panorama, but
Because they already have panorama.
that is a conversation that will take longer than 4 minutes.
Yeah, I know. That's why I bring it up now. I didn't want to spend the whole show talking about that disparity. Anyway.
Yeah, that's a real dread disparity, right?
Hey, Jimmy Bay. Big up Jimmy.
Yeah, work it.
Work it, Bay. Mr. Philippe.
Nah, no big deal.
I mean, we only call his name once for the episode.
That's twice.
Well, technically. We had to say the same name 3 times, otherwise he would not appear.
Oh, okay, cool. So we just say variations of the same
If
name.
we keep varying his name, we're supposed to get through the episode without him.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, man. All the best for 2024. You see, I'll say it fancy. 2024. 2024. Listen, I know it was off to a rough start for many of us, but let me try to cross the bridge that we're on. Take the day as it comes, and plan and prep and put things in place for a better tomorrow.
Yeah. And the sad reality of it, and I don't want to sound like I'm going against your point, as much as man is planned, God had the final say.
Yeah.
So remember to pray.
Right true.
Right. Mr. Desmond is up next with Kaiso. I'll be back here on Friday evening for the Friday night fete. I'll see what friends I could bring on Friday.
Alright, nice, man.
Yeah.
Well, this is yours truly, Ricardo Mitchell, the social stage and the global stage. Thank you for joining us in the living room. Remember, guys, the hourglass is opaque. We don't know how much time remains, so whatever you do, be good and stay safe. Aaron?
This is your Shirley DJ Aaron 868. I remind you each and every time that culture is my code. And I also tell you that love is the currency, so spend some today. Let somebody know that you love them, guys. I'm looking for a song to end with, and I think this one is something that a song Ricardo is gonna like.
Dingley?
No, it's a new song.
Yeah,
Coming out from a gentleman by the name of Durango.
Run it.
The name of the song is God is Good.
Oh, yeah. This is the 90 Durango.